You're watching Your View.
Thank you for joining us. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends. We welcome you back inside the 7 Mile Casino studios here of Kaplan and Crew. A quick reminder, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, 7 Mile Casino Studios, well, that's where we are, but the 7 Mile Casino, this would be a great place for you to watch football on Sunday. Because from 9 a.m. in the morning till 3 p.m. in the afternoon, Sammy's Restaurant and Bar now does a killer brunch. And I'm telling you that if you just go a few minutes south of downtown San Diego, Bay Boulevard, right there in Chula Vista, poker, blackjack, phenomenal restaurant, great bar, but there's TVs everywhere. So you could be watching NFL football games on Sunday or college football games on Saturday or Padres Dodgers games this weekend, all at 7 Mile Casino. Great food, great beverage, great table games, convenient, no smoke. Nobody smokes inside. It's an awesome place. 7 Mile Casino, 7milecasino.com. All right, Grande and Brown Man. Let me ask you guys this question. Rank for me.
Question.
That's right. I got a question for you. Rank for me this weekend what you think is the most interesting sports story going into the weekend. You got Padres Dodgers. You got NFL weekend, NFL week 1 kickoff. Got big college football action going on. You got to look around at other baseball games because of the wild card race. Grande, I'll defer to you. What are you watching this weekend?
Interesting sports story? That's difficult. I would say just the anticipation of week 1 of the NFL is probably what people are most excited about. We got our college football kick. I know that we're in the middle of a playoff race in baseball, but you still got 3 weeks there. So for me, I would say I'm most interested in seeing week 1 of the NFL season. I don't think there's a particular storyline that's going to dominate. If you follow tennis, I think there's like 2 teenage women that made the U.S. Open final yesterday, which I saw a lot of people tweeting about. But for me, it's all about NFL. Mainstream, it's all about NFL. Me,
okay.
Manchester United, Cristiano Ronaldo, Monza, the Italian Grand Prix. But, that's just me.
All right, Browner, how about you, man?
Man, one thing only, dog. Justin Fields, will he play? That's it. Will he play? That's all I care about.
What if he doesn't play?
If he doesn't play, depending on the outcome of the game, I might be okay. I may not. All this depends on Andy Dalton's success. But from the Chicago Bears offense that I've seen ran by Matt Nagy over the last 3 years, it will not be. It will be a absolute hot turd, and that will make me happy.
What about you, Scott?
Well, listen, I'm with you guys. I'm all NFL. Now, look, I can fake my way through acting super interested in Padres Dodgers, and I'll have my eyes on it. No question about it. I mean, it's an important series for both teams, frankly, because the Dodgers this week losing 2 out of 3 to St. Louis and still now chasing San Francisco, and the Padres splitting with Anaheim, having taken 2 out of 3 against Houston, which kind of gave us some hope that maybe they were getting it back together. So Padres Dodgers is on my mind, but I'm going to be more focused on college football Saturday afternoon. I told you my son is playing at Saddleback College on Saturday evening, and I'll have my phone with me, and I'll be following all the different college football games on Saturday evening. But Sunday, I will be locked in all day on NFL football through Sunday night when the Rams play the Bears. And I got to just say, my hope for the weekend, of course, is that the Rams pound the Bears just for the fun come Monday to listen to Browner.
I gotta disagree with you, man. As someone that likes to watch John Browner suffer, I want the game to be super close. I want Andy Dalton to play really well, and then I want the Rams to win at the end. That's I think the dream, right? You want Andy Dalton to just be there and be good enough to get another week of starts.
If Andy Dalton is good tomorrow, you won't see Justin Fields till about week 8 or 9.
You mean
and
Sunday?
I don't want that. Yeah. If he's good Sunday night, you won't see Justin Fields for a long time because that'll be all the cover that they need. Oh, look what he did against one of the best defenses in the NFL. Oh, he had an off week against the Bengals. You're gonna hear that, and I don't want to hear that. So
I'm very curious to see what Matt Stafford's gonna look like on a good team, in air quotes. I'm genuinely curious about that for the mega market. If Matt Stafford comes in and throws for 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns on a winning team, what does that look like? He's done that in Detroit.
When he does that in Los Angeles, it will ring different.
Well, yeah,
It will
because
ring. It'll ring a little bit. Jeez, like it never rang in Detroit.
Right. Well, it'll ring with W's. That's why.
Right.
Because if he throws for 5,000 yards and 30-plus touchdowns, in all likelihood, the Rams have won a bunch of games and are going into the playoffs, and people's perception of Stafford changes.
Because then aren't we almost gonna have the same conversation that with Stafford as we're having with Dak? Like numbers, 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 no wins, no wins, no wins. So if you go out there and you're performing on this team, in theory, you should translate to wins because you have talent on defense, you have talent on offense. With the Lions, I have no idea how this guy threw for that many yards in his career. Like, who is, besides the years of Calvin Johnson, he's been throwing to nobodies.
I will not be shocked if they don't lead to wins. I will not be shocked if they start looking like Phillip Rivers used to look. On the last possession, we're driving down the field and he throws an interception. I will not be surprised if he becomes the California version of Phillip Rivers now, because I've seen him.
Rivers was in California.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He's the new Phillip Rivers of California.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
But didn't Rivers play in California for 17 years?
I mean, it was a throwaway comment that honestly that we had to beat up on. You know, it just made no sense.
Really?
It made no sense.
Do us this favor, Alex. Put up on the screen for everybody who's watching. And for those of you that are listening on the Mightier 1090 here this afternoon, great to have you guys along on radio. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, you know you're the heart and soul of what we do. And for those of you that are catching us tonight on television on the Cox Your View network, you can always get the full show on youtube.com/Kaplan and Crew. But Alex, if you could, and by the way, sending shout outs to all the audio podcast listeners as well, put up on the screen for everybody what week 1 looks like in the NFL. Because
these are the day games. This doesn't include Sunday night or Monday night.
Okay, this is awesome. So it gets kicked off on Sunday at 10 a.m. with Pittsburgh-Buffalo. What a game. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger against the new style version, the younger and better, more athletic version of Ben Roethlisberger with Josh Allen, with the Steelers hoping that the old guy can lead them back to glory, and the Bills hoping that the young guy can, and chances are the city of Buffalo hoping that winning would turn into a new stadium so that there's no threat of the Bills leaving. So that's an early game. Then Browner's C-words.
Hey-oh.
The Herbolts.
Herbo.
Right. L.A. Brown in the house.
Y'all see him in a commercial? He in commercials now, too.
Do the football gods love us here enough in San Diego to give us a football team win? Do they love us enough? Because like that would be awesome.
That would be great.
Herbolt don't love y'all enough. Herbolt don't love y'all.
Listen, Herbolt, you talk about stats with no wins. Go talk about Herbolt.
In a rookie year, whoa.
Let's see what happens.
In a rookie year, I'll take that. Now, this following year, I don't want to see that. I want to see wins produced by production. That's what I want to see.
Produced by production would be great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the Washington football team here. I want the Washington football team. I'll be rooting for the Washington football team.
Football team.
And Ron Rivera. So that's another early game. The Jets and Carolina. This is a very interesting game because you've got the New York Jets with their new rookie quarterback who replaced the guy who's going to be starting on the other side in Carolina, Sam Darnold. I don't know where to go here. I've been hearing Tony Romo say that he thinks this kid, Zach Wilson in New York, is going to be a star. I liked what I saw out of him in the preseason. I got to say I'm rooting for Sam Darnold. I got to root for Carolina to beat the Jets because they gave up on Darnold, and now he gets a chance to go at him week 1. I find that game to be interesting.
Carolina's a decent team offensively. Like the question in New York has been for the last how long? Who's he throwing to? Who's he throwing to? Same thing with Sam Darnold when he was there. Who's he throwing to? I have no idea. I genuinely cannot tell. Maybe is Jamison Crowder still there? Maybe that's the only guy I know.
You're a fantasy man.
Exactly.
Fantasy man.
Exactly. That's my point. As a fantasy expert,
man, he don't have it.
There's nobody there.
Yeah,
that's not good.
The other early games, Arizona at Tennessee. Now, this is an interesting game because you've got, two teams that don't match up, meaning, an AFC team, an NFC team. It's week 1. Why these two teams, right? Where's the storyline here? But I think this is an interesting game because Ryan Tannehill is, I think, one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the NFL. You're shaking your head. No, Bronner, he's not underrated. No,
he's perfectly rated.
He is. He's right there.
He's right where he needs to be.
And I think Arizona's interesting.
I think the reason this isn't getting highlighted is because it's not a Packers. It's not a traditional Steelers. Like, these are two very good teams. I think this is a low-key the game of the weekend.
I think Kyler Murray is going to get some MVP votes. I really think this is going to be a breakout year for Kyler Murray. I really do.
I would love watching the guy play. And then the last game in the early window
for CBS
is Jacksonville and Houston. For CBS, that is. Jacksonville and Houston. Okay? So then in the later window, this is on Sunday afternoon, to me, this is the game, Cleveland and Kansas City. I can't wait to see what happens in this game. Baker Mayfield, you talk about a guy who has broken out because the Cleveland Browns had been garbage for all those years. And if you look at Baker Mayfield's winning percentage since he started, the Browns are actually respectable. And they had Kansas City last year. They had them beat in the playoffs. And yet everybody, has Kansas City as their top team in the AFC. And
can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you text your boy AVP and tell him more Kareem Hunt, less Nick Chubb?
Come on, fantasy man. Stop it.
Fantasy man, baby. I think, listen, I know I told you guys this yesterday. I think the Chiefs are going to steamroll a lot of teams this year because their offensive line is healthy. And if it stays that way, I think the Chiefs are the team to beat again.
And then in the late window on CBS, Miami and New England. Now, that's interesting. I find that to be very interesting. I'll tell you something else I find interesting is that Cam Newton is finally talking now about why he was let go by New England and what he might have been if he would have been a backup quarterback. And we'll actually get
his
to that
aura
a little bit later on. Yeah. Oh, the aura of Cam.
All right.
Hey, listen, man. Y'all don't do that. Don't do that.
What?
Y'all know it's real.
Do what?
Do what?
Wait,
do what?
You're a hater on Ohtani.
Y'all know it's real.
You're a hater on Mike Trout. You're a hater on all these good guys. You're a hater on Dak Prescott. You're a hater on LeBron. But man, you love Cam Newton. You love Cam.
Let me tell y'all something. The man speaking facts. He telling y'all the aura of Cam would have been a problem for young Mac. And that's all right. We got to accept when people tell truths, man. Cam came out, bomb hat, hair out the top, speaking facts at the center field.
Yeah, we'll get to it. I think we'll play it. Yeah, not center field, not midcourt.
With his father interviewing him.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there in a second. Hey, before we look at what Fox has, we give you all the CBS games. We'll tell you what Fox has for you in a second. Let me just make one mention of BetUS, and here's why. Because look, a lot of people want extra action on NFL football games. You can get it at BetUS. These guys have been at it for 25 years. So when you think to yourself, who am I going to use as my online spot to play football games? BetUS has been in business 25 years. That means you can count on these guys for the most important thing you're looking for. Am I going to get paid? Now, for me, I'm not going to get paid because I'm going to wind up losing everything because that's just the way it goes. Because I think I know about football, and then I think Tampa Bay is going to blow Dallas out because Dak didn't play all preseason, and it turns out to be a one-score game. I told you I think that the Rams and the Bears will be a very close game because we haven't seen Matt Stafford and the Rams all preseason, and who knows? Maybe I'll be proven wrong again, and maybe it'll be a Rams blowout, or maybe it'll be a Bears blowout. But if you like playing on these games, BetUS is the place to do it. Let me give you a phone number, 1-800-79-BET-US, 1-800-79-BET-US. You call, they'll set you up with an account. They've got MMA, horse racing, golf, esports, all kinds of crazy bets. And if you join now, mention 1090, and you'll get up to 200% in bonuses on your first deposit. Mention 1090, you'll get up to 200% in bonuses on your first deposit. Join today. Put in the promo code 1090. BetUS, BetUS.com. And by the way, guys, take it easy out there. If you have any sort of gambling-related problems, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-GAMBLER. You must be 21, by the way, to play. Okay, let me go to the NFC side of things, Alex and Browner. And I do want to get to baseball. I do want to get to the Padres and the Dodgers. But let's go to the NFC side. And here's what Fox has for you. Philadelphia and Atlanta. Anybody?
No thanks.
No.
I am curious about Jalen Hurts, though. Like, if they're going to give him a real shot to just go out there and be their starter.
No.
The game doesn't do much for me other than Matt Ryan is my fantasy quarterback because I auto-drafted in Browner's league. And
did an auto-draft.
Well, I thought I
ruined the auto-draft.
You did.
Might be. Minnesota and Cincinnati, I'm interested because I want to see Joe Burrow prove you wrong, hater. Okay? You tell me he's going to be a giant bust, and then you break out the fact that he got hurt last year because he's on a bad football team. I want Joe Burrow to succeed, more just to put it in your face that he's better than you think he is.
A bust is a bust because the best ability is availability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, let's see what happens. And Alex, I know you'll be watching this game because you're a Vikings fan.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. San Francisco, Detroit. I'm curious because I want to see what Jimmy Garoppolo looks like. I want to see if San Francisco uses Trey Lance. And really, I'm interested in Jared Goff's career. I was not as down on Jared Goff as other Rams fans were. So I'm curious about this game.
I'm also curious
I'll
to
be
see
red zoning.
what an Anthony Lynn offensive system looks like.
Yeah.
Because listen, you guy doesn't know how to call timeouts, but does he know how to call plays?
You're finna find out. And
I
that
doubt
coach is
it.
biting kneecaps. So this
how's
game's gonna be interesting.
how's your uncle doing? Is he ready to roll?
Yeah, man, he fired up, man. He fired up. It's been a good camp. Getting to know the new coach. So yeah, it's an interesting staff. Everybody's getting along, though. That's all that matters.
Dan Campbell might pop a blood vessel in his brain during the game.
Anthony Lynn was a running backs coach who got elevated to an offensive coordinator, who got elevated to an interim head coach all in one NFL football season, and then found himself becoming a head coach of a team. And that team, I think a lot of people think they underachieved. I don't think so. There's so much turmoil going on as they went from San Diego to Carson. And I mean, you put Anthony Lynn in a spot where he was only going to be a Band-Aid. So that's the Sunday afternoon or the mid-morning rather. And then the late games on Fox, Green Bay, New Orleans. I guess I'm interested because I want to see Aaron Rodgers, how he plays, he's going to try and be great in spite of the front office and his hatred for them. And I'm curious to see what New Orleans is now that Drew Brees has left. So I guess there's a storyline there.
Another quarterback with stats and no wins, Jameis Winston.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Don't do that.
Bro. What's wrong with? Listen,
the
man threw 30 touchdowns.
How many games did he win?
Interceptions.
The man threw.
How many games did he win?
Woo! Listen.
Yeah.
You can't pick and choose with your.
No, he does.
You can't pick and choose.
Well,
I got to call him out though because this is just ridiculous. You have your favoritist and you have your guys and you defend them, but yet you argue your point against somebody and then you don't make it against the same thing.
But two educated fellas, y'all really shock me sometimes. I gotta be honest with y'all. Y'all love y'all some Taysom Hill. Y'all love.
I don't love Taysom Hill.
I don't love Taysom Hill at all. I could care less. I care less. But I'm just. But
who's the starter? Who's the starter? Jameis Winston. All I said was another quarterback that throws a lot of stats and doesn't win.
Right. Jason.
Is that an unfactual thing I just uttered? Listen, he left Tampa Bay and they won the Super Bowl.
No, they did. They also
because when he was there, he was 8-8.
Did they have Antonio Brown when he was there? Did they have Ron Gronkowski when he was there?
Who's Ron Gronkowski?
Rob Gronkowski.
Oh, Rob Gronkowski. Yeah,
listen. Don't try to thread the point to try to get off the topic. Did they have those folks there? They have Leonard Fournette.
So did they have a retired Rob Gronkowski? No. Did they have a suspended Antonio Brown? No. Sorry.
Did anyone good?
Did anybody want to go play with Jameis Winston? No. They all wanted to come play with Tom Brady.
You're right. That's a fact. You're talking facts right now.
And yes, he did throw 30 touchdowns. You know what else he did?
4,000 yards.
30 interceptions.
4,000
yards. The NFL's first ever 30-30 man.
He's a 30-30 guy.
Congratulations.
If you're gonna be great, man.
I will say this. I will say this, Browner. I am a believer that the interceptions will drop because he had LASIK. He can see now. He can see now. He can see colors.
The late Sunday window is Denver at the New York Giants. Doesn't really do a whole lot for me, although I guess I am kind of curious to see Teddy Bridgewater. And then Sunday night, the Rams and the Bears does a whole lot for me. I will be locked in on Sunday night on Bears-Rams, mostly because I want to see what the Rams look like with Matthew Stafford, and I want to see, hopefully, the Rams beat the Bears.
Has your girlfriend decided what you're doing on Sunday yet? Because the way I'm looking at this schedule is I'm all in on the 10 a.m. games. I'm going to tap out for the 1 p.m. games and then come back in, tap me back in for the Sunday night game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is she an early riser? Is she someone who likes to get up and go to breakfast?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, what time we talking breakfast? 8, 9?
No. We're talking like get out, nice, 90-minute, 2-hour walk in the morning, and then brunch somewhere and watch the games at brunch. So,
so you're like a 6 a.m. walk.
No. More like a
7 a.m. walk.
7:30.
No, I mean I'd like to be there for the kickoff, but I don't know that I'll be there for the first kickoff.
Good luck.
I know.
Walk faster.
And I guess so, and then or walk less. And then Monday night, you got the Monday nighter. You got the Raiders against the Ravens, and that will conclude.
Poor Ravens.
Weekend. I know they lost 2 guys yesterday.
And Marcus Peters.
Yeah. Yeah. Two guys. Well, what were the stories there? Was it?
They lost both. They had lost their starting running back, J.K. Dobbins. They lost their backup in Gus Edwards. Marcus Peters tore his ACL as well. And then they went out and they probably have the most prolific names of running backs that you could have that nobody wants. You have Le'Veon Bell,
Right.
Latavius Murray, and Devontae Freeman. All former, not Murray wasn't a starter, but all former contributor starters. And they have all three of them and nobody wanted them.
Todd Gurley can't get a call to save his life.
Bro,
Nope.
Todd Gurley.
How much?
I think the word spread that he just sucks in the locker room. That's my only thing.
It had to.
Well,
It had to.
but there's other veteran guys that are still out there. Adrian Peterson, right?
He's like 38 years old.
Frank Gore. No, I
He's
got it. But I'm just saying
40-year-old guy.
But these guys, if you look back at their stats last year,
I
they
agree.
were all still productive.
I would say Adrian Peterson is somebody who you should probably kick the tires on. I wouldn't do it on Frank Gore.
Oh, Frank Gore is a total pros pro, man.
He
I'm telling
is,
you that right
man,
now.
But that reading.
What do you mean that reading? What are you an expert on his ability to read now too?
Yeah, remember last year that was a thing Frank Gore can't read.
I know. All right, listen. We are in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. Let's do this. Let's go from NFL football. Let's transition, even though we're not as excited about it, but it is exciting. Padres Dodgers this weekend. Let's talk about that coming up.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Arash Markazi here, inviting you to catch my show, The Arash Markazi Show, on the mightier 1090. We are on every Monday through Friday from noon to 1 p.m. Pacific time. Join me and producer extraordinaire G. Wiley, where we chop up Los Angeles sports and try not to piss too many people off.
The all-new and mightier 1090.
Let's get you to this moment.
Was that it? Yeah, that's it.
Of relief.
Awesome.
Protection.
Just got vaccinated.
I just got vaccinated.
Just got vaccinated.
Hope. So that we can get to all the other moments. Let's get you to the exhale you didn't know you were waiting for. Let's get it together so we can be together. Let's get to immunity. Now's your moment to get vaccinated.
Stadium in San Diego. It has been a sellout the last few days. Loyal SC ready to kick off this season. Stadium in San Diego. Professional soccer has finally arrived.
This year, Jobtoberfest is Wednesday, October 13th. It's the largest annual job fair in San Diego County for people with disabilities. CAES is one of our major sponsors.
CASE is excited to be a partner of this year's Jobtoberfest. At CASE, we believe that our people are our most important asset and value the talent that individuals with disabilities bring to our organization. Join our team and launch your career at CASE. Hope to see you there.
Time now for Kaplan and Crew tonight's Community Connect.
Shelter to Soldiers selects dogs from shelters and rescue groups all throughout California. Our ideal candidate at Shelter to Soldier is 8 months to a year and a half old. They're confident in different environments. They have strong social drive. Another motivator like food or toy drive. And ultimately, these are dogs that want to have a job and that have a greater purpose to become a service dog. Currently, about 85% of our dogs pass their service dog training. But if they don't pass, they become a career change. We don't like to use the word failure around here. So career change to an emotional support animal, or if that doesn't work out, then they career change to a pet dog. Still finding a loving placement and purpose in life.
We are in the hope business.
What we do every day and what we've done for 40 years is to provide kids and families going through critical illnesses hope that tomorrow's going to be a better day. My favorite wish is the next one, because that is the power of our organization, is to bring hope to kids who are going through something right now, and hope can't wait. So people can get involved now by donating resources. They can donate in kind. They can donate their time as volunteers. They can donate dollars, because kids are still getting diagnosed with illnesses that qualify for Make-A-Wish every day. So people can visit us online at sandiego.wish.org. They can visit us and follow us on social media. There are so many ways to get connected, and people can help in many, many different ways. We need your support now more than ever, because illness doesn't take a vacation, and it doesn't take a break because of COVID-19.
Here at the Mightier 1090 AM, we don't just bring you SoCal sports. That would be lame. We also bring you the Blue and Gold Fighting Irish. We're the radio flagship for Notre Dame football for all of Southern California. This is the Mightier 1090 AM.
Nothing about the last year was normal, but you weathered it with grace, ingenuity, and creativity. In empty classrooms and full Zooms, you kept it together when we were apart. For all that you are, for all that you do, we salute you. Salute to Teachers is proudly sponsored by these charitable companies.
People often ask me, what is the Ronald McDonald House? We are a home away from home for families with a child in medical crisis. We opened our doors in 1980, and ever since then, our job has been to support families who have a child in the hospital. And those families often have kids who are very sick or perhaps injured. We're literally 5 minutes from the bedside here at the Ronald McDonald House. So if a mom and dad need to get to the bedside, they can get there very quickly. If it's possible to imagine a child in the hospital, you can begin to imagine the stress that a mom and dad are under when they're in there acting as partners in care for their child. Our job really is to give them a place where they can find some respite, some relaxation for a moment or two before they head back to the hospital. If you'd like to support the Ronald McDonald House, visit our website at rmhcsd.org. You can make a donation, you can learn how to volunteer, you can learn more about exactly the programs and services we provide. There's even a wish list there, so you can send or drop off the kinds of supplies we need here to care for families 24 hours a day, every day of the year.
Kaplan and Crew tonight presents Let's Talk Hookup.
This is Pete Gray with this week's Fish Report. Good fishing at Catalina Island. Again, bass, barracuda, bonita, and yellowtail are biting and seems to be the best bet off Orange County. Catalina Island is a great spot and a beautiful place to be in September. Now, back behind San Clemente Island, huge bluefin tuna, 200 to 300 pounders. The Islander had a 320 this week, so how about that? Now, the fishing off San Diego kind of sucks. Yellowfin are around, but they don't want to bite. And the Coronado Islands really, really slow too because of cold green water. Hurricane Olaf hit Cabo yesterday with lots of wind and lots of rain. They sustained minor damage, but they should be okay. Now, tomorrow on Let's Talk Hookup, we have our 30th anniversary on the air. And then Sunday, we have Captain Tim Ekstrom on the Royal Star. So tune in on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the Mightier 1090, and we'll see you next week.
Let's Talk Hookup airs on Mightier 1090, Saturday and Sundays, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Here it comes, Jalen Johnson. 3 touchdowns on the night.
Watch out.
Brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
To the end zone. Christakis pulls it in. What a catch!
Over the middle, right there in his hand. They throw down towards the end zone. In stride, touchdown, total. Thibodeau breaks another tackle.
Big run up the middle. Touchdown.
This year, Jobtoberfest is Wednesday, October 13th. It's the largest annual job fair in San Diego County for people with disabilities. CAES is one of our major sponsors.
CASE is excited to be a partner of this year's Jobtoberfest. At CASE, we believe that our people are our most important asset and value the talent that individuals with disabilities bring to our organization. Join our team and launch your career at CASE. Hope to see you there.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Great friends, we welcome you back inside the 7 Mile Casino studios here of Kaplan and Crew. Happy to have everybody along on radio. You know, it occurred to me yesterday. I don't know how many people listened to or watched the interview we did yesterday with Ross Greenberg from HBO Sports. Now, this is a guy who was a legendary television producer at HBO Sports. He did every major boxing match, the 24/7 series, Hard Knocks, which I know, Alex, you just watched this year with the Cowboys, HBO Real Sports. I mean, you name it, over the last, call it 35 years, if you watched any programming of sports on HBO before they kind of got out of the biz, that was Ross Greenberg. But one of the things he said yesterday was, you know, he's got this 9/11 documentary that's going to go on HBO Plus. Is it HBO Plus or HBO Max tomorrow?
Max.
Yeah, Max. On September 11th. And he said, you know, the number one thing, because Browner, I think it was you who asked a really great question about all the different distribution platforms in the streaming service wars of Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and Apple TV and on and on. And the one thing Ross Greenberg said yesterday is, you know, the number one way to market, the number one way to get people to watch your content, because you have all these choices, word of mouth. That's what Ross Greenberg said yesterday. You know, not buying ads on Facebook or on Instagram, just word of mouth. That's how you get people to watch and listen. So for everybody that's a 1090 listener, spread the word. For everybody that is a YouTube watcher, tell your friends. For everybody that catches us on TV, I'll give you a quick example, fellas. Last night, I get a text from a gentleman whose name is Tony. He was my UPS guy for years. Used to come and play in our golf tournament every year, back when Billy Ray and I used to have a charity golf event up at Camp Pendleton. And he said to me yesterday, hey, I'm flipping channels and I see you on TV. I'm glad to see you're still doing your thing. So that tells me he didn't know we were back on 1090, and he just found out about the Cox Your View network and the Channel 4 San Diego show. So word of mouth, dude, is critical, and we appreciate everybody spreading the word that we're back on radio. We found our way onto TV. Somehow they put this face right here on TV. We're on YouTube. We're on all the audio podcast platforms. And I've actually been talking to a company recently called Podcast One. You guys familiar with that company?
Mm-mm.
No,
yes, I am.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a giant podcasting platform.
Are you like Radio One?
I don't know Radio One. But Podcast One was founded by a guy who actually was the original founder of Westwood One. And then, Alex, you know my buddy Doug Ellen, the guy who was the producer of Entourage?
Yeah, I've told you I work for his brother's company.
Rob Ellen. That's who I've been that's who I've been chatting with, Podcast One. So
I might have my own podcast coming on there.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
Fantasy football?
It's not fantasy football.
You just said you want to do no more podcasts yesterday, man. So you lied.
Which is why, because I'm working on something with them.
Is it beer?
No.
Is it fighting? Combat sports?
It can be. But
Man,
I can't
what's it
say
about?
much. I can't say much because it's not. There's nothing in stone yet.
Okay, well, good.
It is
man.
all an
Way to
idea.
go. Dude. Way to go, man. Because you know what? As you know, Ross Greenberg was talking about yesterday. He got a million projects going on. You know, and that's what we should all be doing. Anybody now in this business should be thinking about as much content and as much distribution as possible. So good luck on that, man. And if I can do anything to help, let me know.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Happy for you, man. Good job. All right, listen, let me do this. We talked a lot of NFL football in the previous segment, okay? I want to move over to baseball, and here's why. I'm admitting it. I'm a football first junkie, okay? My focus this weekend is going to be more on college football and NFL football than it is on Major League Baseball. But like Saturday, for example, I was looking at the top 25 of college football. Oregon at 12 versus Ohio State at 3 is an interesting game. I was looking at the rest of the schedule, and I really can't find like any big matchups. I'll give you an example. Number 1, Alabama. You know who they're playing this weekend?
Yes. It makes me infuriates me what the SEC does.
Well, but dude, they kick off week 1 with monster games.
Yeah.
You know, and week 2, Alabama, number 1 in the country, against Mercer.
Dude,
Mercer.
This is why you need to just combine all the power conferences and get rid of this. Like Mercer has no chance against Alabama. 1, 2. This is about a check. So this check that Mercer will get for playing Alabama will probably help subsidize their athletic department. Yeah, but as a football watcher, I don't give a damn about this.
Why can't we just have a preseason?
Right, that's what they should do. They should have
this is what this is.
They should have a preseason game before they kick off in the big time games. Like, for example, Miami, who got smoked last week by Alabama, they're playing Appalachian State. I'm not saying Appalachian State. They've pulled off big upsets. Wisconsin, who played Penn State last week, they're playing Eastern Michigan. I mean, Oklahoma is playing Western Carolina. Clemson is playing South Carolina State. You know, I mean, yeah.
SCSU.
Penn State is playing Ball State. Number 7, Cincinnati is playing Murray State. How about this one? Number 2, Georgia playing UAB. Or number 8, Notre Dame playing against Toledo. Number 19, Virginia Tech playing against Middle Tennessee. Even number 25, Auburn is playing Alabama State.
I don't mind I don't mind an FBS school playing a lower end FBS school. My problem is when Alabama year in, year out plays Mercer, Charleston Southern, like FCS schools and FBS schools should not be playing each other.
No,
they just should. I know San Diego State plays an FCS school too this year, but like it's ridiculous. Like, what is the point of that? Yeah. We had one in my lifetime, one upset in my lifetime. Well, never mind. San Diego State lost a couple times to Cal Poly.
Yeah, and wait a second, and don't forget this. Listen, don't forget that last week the University of Washington lost to Montana by like a score of 13-7. So Montana steps up in class and beats a Pac-12 school who can't even score. USC plays Stanford. I'm a little bit interested in that game this weekend. And this is going to shock you guys, but the best game on the board in all of college football this weekend is number 9 Iowa State against number 10 Iowa. So there's just not a lot on Saturday.
Loser leaves town.
Yeah, right. In terms of college football, there's not a ton of great matchups.
Yeah,
not a ton of great matchups this weekend. For me, I will say this: my team, the Pitt Panthers, are playing in something called the Johnny Majors Classic.
Oh,
so a home and home series with the University of Tennessee. So Johnny Majors won a national championship at Pitt, and then left and went to Tennessee, and then ultimately wound up coming back to Pitt. Literally the year after I got done with school, he came back and took Pitt back over. So the Johnny Majors Classic.
What do you win?
One coach, 2 schools. What did he win?
No, what do you win as a school? Like an oil can, a sledgehammer,
a hat?
You know, that's a good question.
An urn with his ashes.
Yeah, I don't. Is he still?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
That
was disrespectful.
I think he died. No, I think he
golden
died.
headset.
There we go. Maybe they do. Maybe they have some sort of
like San Diego
Johnny
State,
Majors
Fresno
bust or something.
They play for the old oil can or whoever. Like there's a victory bell. Like I don't know.
The boot. There's a boot. There's a hatchet.
So my team, the team I'm interested in, Pitt, will play Tennessee. And Alex, San Diego State this weekend?
At Arizona. University of Arizona, not Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
And they play at, I believe, 6 o'clock on the Pac-12 network.
Okay. All right.
That's the Arizonians come to San Diego and give everybody COVID classic.
Well, not here. Not here. They're not coming here.
Oh, yeah, they're going over there.
Yeah. And if they came here, they'd be going to LA anyway.
Right.
Oh, that's true.
You know?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'm going to transition to baseball real quick, but before I do, I just want to mention everybody, I Thrive MD. I had a really long talk yesterday with Dr. Samir Damani, who runs the I Thrive MD clinic, and he was saying to me, he goes, you know, you talk a lot about testosterone, and I do, because like 35% of guys who are over the age of 40 have low testosterone, and they don't even know it, and there are all kinds of health-related problems that can occur as a result of having low testosterone. By the way, there's a whole bunch of added value when your testosterone levels are right on, you know, because we talk about what are the symptoms of low testosterone: brain fog, depression, erectile dysfunction, low sex drive, all these sorts of things. But when you get your testosterone levels right, those things subside, and all of a sudden you're energetic, you're ready to roll. I told you about a buddy of mine called me the other day, 55 years old. He goes, yo, I'm driving down the road, I'm listening to the radio. You're talking about testosterone. Are you serious about that? I'm like, dead serious about it. I go, why? What's your problem, man? Like I'm wondering what's going on with him. He's like, here's my biggest problem. I sit on the couch, I watch TV, my brain says go work out, and my body just can't get itself off the couch. He goes, I just don't have the motivation. I don't have the energy I used to have when I was younger. I said, dude, make an appointment at iThrive MD. Here's the phone number, everybody. 858-240-1497. 858-240-1497. This is San Diego's leading anti-aging and performance optimization clinic. And I'm telling you right now, testosterone is one thing. Wait till you hear about all the other stuff that Dr. Samir Damani wants to talk to you about keeping you young, healthy, in shape, sleeping well, performing well in the bedroom. And there's a lot of medical to this, but there's also a lot of holistic to this. So I'm telling you right now, call today. Here's the phone number one more time, 858-240-1497, or go to our website, kaplanandcrew.com, click on the iThrive logo, and as Alex did, click on that orange button, and it's going to get you to all the free stuff that they're offering great friends. Okay, let's talk about baseball, fellas. We've all acknowledged that football's our priority this weekend, which is kind of funny because all we've begged for so many years in San Diego was give us meaningful baseball in the month of September. Now, not only do we have the Padres on the verge, if you will, of making it to the postseason, still a month to go, still 25 games or so to go, but we talk about meaningful games. They're playing the Dodgers in LA for 3 this weekend, and it's 3 games of a 10-game road trip where you're going to see the Dodgers for 3, the Giants for 4, and the St. Louis Cardinals, who are also trying to battle and overtake the Padres and get into the postseason in that wild card spot. You're talking about 3 straight playoff series, 10 straight games, and I am not particularly bullish on where the Padres are. I said yesterday, I think they'll come back. Good would be 4-6. Bad would be 3-7. Really good would be at least a split at 5-5, and spectacular would be win and go 6-4 on the road. But remember, the Padres are 30-34 on the road so far this year. So guys, I'll throw it over to you. What do you think about the Padres on the road at the Dodgers? And we'll take a look at the pitching matchups. What do you say, Grande?
I say that you got two of your top pitchers pitching this weekend. So if you are going to take some games, this is the one. These are the series where you have the opportunity because of who's pitching for you. Unlike when they came here and we weren't sure who was pitching, we ended up doing bullpen days. That's not the case. You have Joe Musgrove tonight. You have Blake Snell on Sunday, and whatever Chris Paddock gives you tomorrow is a win. So in my opinion, if you can't beat the Dodgers this series, you can't beat the Dodgers in any series or in any game, because this is it, man. I know that they're throwing your best guys at you too. We've seen them. They swept us last time they were here. The same 3, Urias, Buehler, Scherzer. But this is it, guys. You have to win these series. Like there's no excuses. There's nothing. It doesn't matter what I think. The fact is, you have to win series after series after series if you want to make this push for the second wild card spot.
Put up the pitching matchups on the screen for everybody who's watching. You just mentioned them for those that are listening, but these are the same 3 pitchers that the Dodgers brought to San Diego a week and change ago and swept the Padres.
Correct.
So Browner, for all the talk about how the Padres match up against the Dodgers and how the Padres are 7-6 against the Dodgers so far this year, that whole thing could change if these same 3 pitchers do to the Padres what they did last time they were here. If the Dodgers sweep the Padres and the whole thing flips, I'm going to tell you right now, Padres going to be in some real big trouble. You're right, Alex. They got to win 2 out of 3 in LA. They got to win 3 out of 4, or at least come out of San Francisco with a split. And they got to win 2 out of 3 in St. Louis if they're going to be real playoff contenders. Browner, how are they going to avoid what happened last time?
Got to tell y'all right off the bat, I got to thank the Padres first and foremost for getting me to September football. They really kept me engaged. They really kept my sports engine revving, kept the fire stoked. I'm sure they're going to do their best.
Oh, man, you gave up.
No, I didn't give up.
Oh, man, you gave up. That tone. Hey, intent.
Listen, I've been telling y'all all season that I expect this team to be in the playoffs. I told y'all yesterday, the day before yesterday, I expect them to win this series 2 out of 3. I also expect for them to split the 4-gamer and then win the 3-gamer. So I've been the person backing them the entire time. I'm going to tell y'all, like I told y'all last time, it's time to play. Let's play. I told y'all a 6-4 road trip. I would like 7-3, but I can deal with 6-4 because 6-4 probably give us a 2, maybe 3-game lead, 2.5-game lead in the wild card. That's where I'm ready to rock. That's what I'm waiting for. I've already told y'all how I feel about this team. Period.
Your tone changed.
No, it didn't.
It did big time.
You say you're backing them. You're homering for them. That's okay. I can dig that.
I like it.
Homering for who?
You're homering for the Padres.
I ain't never homering for nobody unless I was off Heath Bell.
Yeah. Maybe, well, there was not a homer off Heath Bell. You threw the bat to shortstop is what happened.
First base.
Your memory. See, your memory don't even remember correctly how far that ball flew.
No, I remember the bat flying.
Again, anyway.
So you really I'm genuinely, because you asked me what I thought was the most like interesting story of the weekend, and I just said I think the masses think football, but I think locally here in San Diego in the city, I think they have the attention of most sports fans. I think there's not really a football team here. Well, not really. There isn't a football team here anymore. So I think right now it's our first September where the Padres are in it, and you can really not focus on football this weekend. I know tonight I'll be watching the game tonight. Tomorrow, most likely, I'll be tuning in tomorrow night. I'll probably split screen it with the Aztecs and the Padres at the same time. So I think this is an incredible weekend for just Padre fans in general. This is everything that you've wanted, man. Like
I think tonight and tomorrow you have the Padres have everyone's 100% undivided attention. Easily, because there's not really a big college football vibe here. So I think the Padres locally absolutely still control the narrative. They still control the sports viewing eyeball.
And I'd say I'm definitely in the minority when I say I'm watching Aztecs tomorrow night. Like I know I'm in the minority there. I know if you're a sports fan in San Diego watching television at 6 p.m. tomorrow night, you're probably watching Padres Dodgers. And that's the right choice too.
You mean tonight nobody's going to be watching Kansas against number 17 Coastal Carolina in college football?
No, not here. Okay, not even in Coastal Carolina.
Got it. Got it.
I think this is huge, man. You got Joe Musgrove tonight. You got Julio Urias, who I don't know if he still leads the league, but he was leading the league in wins at a certain point. I think this is an awesome matchup. The Padres are 100% healthy, despite being handicapped by Eric Hosmer at first base. They're doing just fine.
Well, but wait a second. You know what? The Dodgers have a handicap as well.
That's true.
The Dodgers are essentially playing with 7 guys. Take the pitcher out of it. Position players, they're playing with 7 guys. Now, he can play defense, but he can't hit at all right now. His head is spinning right now. That's Cody Bellinger. As a matter of fact, Alex, put this up. There you go. Look at this. For the season, Cody Bellinger, a former MVP, is hitting 161, 9 home runs, and 33 RBIs. And in the month of September, has a 0 batting average in 19 at-bats with 4 strikeouts. Now, here's what we have to hope.
That he plays.
He's going to play because A.J. Pollock got hurt and went on the 10-day DL or IL. Here's what we have to hope. That Cody Bellinger does not break out or get it together in any way offensively against the Padres. That's what we got to hope.
Well, look, man, a guy that good will figure it out.
But he hasn't. I was listening to Scott's other radio station. When I'm in the car, sometimes I tune in.
Oh, they talked about something?
I was listening to Mason Ireland.
Oh.
And I couldn't believe my ears when the biggest homer of all time, Steve Mason, he called Cody Bellinger the worst positional player in baseball for the last 2 years. It's like,
wow,
that bad. And I texted my Dodger buddies, and they're like, I don't know if he's the worst, but he sucks. Like, and I'm telling you, like, there is no belief in the fan base on Cody Bellinger. Right. And I don't even know if Cody's got that belief right now, because when you go hitless for 10, because yesterday, those stats were from Wednesday. So he didn't get any hits yesterday either for the Cardinals. So it's even worse.
4, I think, yesterday.
Yeah. So when you say you hope he doesn't break out, a breakout is 1 hit.
Yeah, right. Let's hope he's held hitless. But I feel like Bellinger is to the Dodgers because of what you're saying. Not only is he not performing, but the fans are giving up on him.
Yeah.
I feel like Bellinger is to the Dodgers what Hosmer is to the Padres.
Right.
Hosmer doesn't have an MVP, of course, but like Padre fans have grown to
the reason
really hate Eric Hosmer.
the reason you say like you hope he doesn't break out is because he has the ability to break out.
Right.
Where in San Diego, this is what we got from Hosmer. And I don't even think it's necessarily his bat, because if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure he has the best batting average since the All-Star break for the Padres. It's
Wow.
just like the bonehead decisions on the field is just
Well,
baffling sometimes.
the errors at first base, what we watched yesterday of him not stretching at first on the field side of the bag, but him standing on the foul side of first base to try and make a play. I mean, any little leaguer knows how to stretch and make that play. And here's a guy who's a World Series champion, who's a multi-million-dollar major league ball player, who doesn't even know how to stretch at first base. And what was that all about?
Yeah, it's brutal.
I know.
Brutal.
So
Since the All-Star break,
though. Yeah, go ahead.
Since the All-Star break, he's hitting 280.
Wow.
Oh, goodness.
Would never have known that.
Yeah,
Wow,
nobody
would
would
have
have
known that.
Nobody would
No.
have. 4 home runs and 17 RBIs. Not the most productive 280, but 280. They are like meaningless hits most of the time, though.
Yeah. Well, listen, think about this weekend. Again, you have college football this weekend. You've got NFL football with huge games all around, not to mention Sunday night in LA and Monday night in Vegas. You got monster games all over the place in the NFL. And for us, Browner, I think you said it best. Thank you to the Padres for keeping us engaged and getting us, bridging us all the way to football season. And yet the Padres play perhaps the biggest series and are on the biggest road trip of the entire season in LA against the Dodgers. And we'll talk about all of this and the results on Monday. Stick around. Lots more to get to here on Kaplan and Crew.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Catch Kaplan and Crew Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. If you've listened to Scott Kaplan the last 20 years, you know one thing. He likes to stir up some shit. A new generation of radio. The all-new and mightier 1090.
Live soccer is back. Watch Orange County Soccer Club, OC's highest level of professional soccer, live on your view. Watch Orange County SC take on the Las Vegas Lights FC, Saturday, September 11th at 7. Watch world-class players and future stars. Transform your summer with a new family game night and outdoor fun all season long. Live soccer is back. Orange County versus the Las Vegas Lights FC, Saturday, September 11th at 7 on your view.
At La Jolla Cosmetic, we try to help people achieve well-being, and we feel that it's not only important to look good, but also feel good inside. And honestly, what a better opportunity to help my community than being a supporter of an organization such as Las Patronas.
The mission of Las Patronas is to provide financial assistance to local nonprofits that are providing valuable community services in the areas of health, education, social services, and cultural arts. La Jolla Cosmetic has been one of our biggest supporters at Las Patronas, so we couldn't do what we do without their support.
You feel the need and you see the need because we go to visit each grant applicant.
Partnering with groups that are actually dedicated to help your community, it's the best thing that you can do as a responsible business.
Kaplan and Crew tonight presents Let's Talk Hookup.
This is Pete Gray with this week's Fish Report. Good fishing at Catalina Island. Again, bass, barracuda, bonita, and yellowtail are biting and seems to be the best bet off Orange County. Catalina Island is a great spot and a beautiful place to be in September. Now, back behind San Clemente Island, huge bluefin tuna, 200 to 300 pounders. The Islander had a 320 this week, so how about that? Now, the fishing off San Diego kind of sucks. Yellowfin are around, but they don't want to bite. And the Coronado Islands really, really slow too because of cold green water. Hurricane Olaf hit Cabo yesterday with lots of wind and lots of rain. They sustained minor damage, but they should be okay. Now, tomorrow on Let's Talk Hookup, we have our 30th anniversary on the air. And then Sunday, we have Captain Tim Ekstrom on the Royal Star. So tune in on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the Mightier 1090, and we'll see you next week.
Let's Talk Hookup airs on Mightier 1090, Saturday and Sundays, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Rich Eisen here, inviting you to catch my show, The Rich Eisen Show, on our flagship radio station, the Mightier 1090. We're on every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to noon Pacific time. You'll like what you hear. If not, that's just, I guess, too bad.
A new generation of radio. The all-new and Mightier 1090.
Explore the Southwest lifestyle, the culture, the music, the food, y más. Join hosts J.R. Cardenas and Vanessa Ramirez on Su Vida. Enjoy the food, discover new artists, and fun things to do.
Watch Su Vida, Sunday night at 7 on Your View. Brought to you by Harrah's Resorts, Southern California. It's more than a place, it's a state of mind.
Love Promise moments are part of the mission of what we do here at Subaru El Cajon. A love promise moment is when we as human beings deliver an experience beyond exceptional to any one of our guests, and then that guest's life is positively affected by that interaction. It's amazing to watch what happens when two human beings talk on that level and create something magical. And sometimes they drive away with a car, sometimes they don't, but we've had an impact on that person's life, and that's the magic. You know, our employees react to things like Make-A-Wish, Feeding San Diego, and the other groups we help by jumping in.
This year, through COVID, we were able to help a little girl out and got her a rather large scooter that she needed for mobility.
We gave up our Christmas party as employees, and we actually adopted a wish of a young girl here in El Cajon, and we gave her a 3-wheel scooter so she didn't have to use her wheelchair all the time. It gives me goosebumps even thinking about it.
Let's take it up a notch with Kaplan and Crew tonight's Premium Boost, powered by the Mightier 1090.
We are in the hope business. What we do every day and what we've done for 40 years is to provide kids and families going through critical illnesses hope that tomorrow's going to be a better day. My favorite wish is the next one, because that is the power of our organization, is to bring hope to kids who are going through something right now, and hope can't wait. So people can get involved now by donating resources. They can donate in kind. They can donate their time as volunteers. They can donate dollars, because kids are still getting diagnosed with illnesses that qualify for Make-A-Wish every day. So people can visit us online at sandiego.wish.org. They can visit us and follow us on social media. There are so many ways to get connected, and people can help in many, many different ways. We need your support now more than ever, because illness doesn't take a vacation and it doesn't take a break because of COVID-19.
Welcome to the Jacobs & Cushman San Diego Food Bank and our 90,000 square foot facility. We feed 350,000 people every single month. Many people ask, how can I help? You can volunteer for the San Diego Food Bank. Just go to sandiegofoodbank.org, register to volunteer. No group is too small, no group is too large, but those volunteers are integral to our success in feeding the community. Another way you can help is by hosting a food drive. Just go online and register your group, your company, or organization. It's that easy. Another great way is through our virtual food drive, where you can literally buy food on our behalf. Lastly, another great way to make an impact is to go online and make a financial contribution to the San Diego or North County Food Bank. On behalf of the San Diego Food Bank, our staff, our volunteers, and the 350,000 people we serve every month, thank you for helping us fight hunger and feed hope in San Diego County.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's Premium Boost is powered by the Mightier 1090. Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Shelter to Soldier is 9 years young with a mission to save lives 2 at a time. We're adopting dogs from local shelters, training them for post 9/11 combat veterans, and we're able to donate these trained dogs to deserving veterans in need.
You know, I was in a very dark place. I was having suicidal thoughts, and I really needed an immediate help. We don't know if tomorrow is going to be there for us.
Shelter to Soldier is a nonprofit, and we're able to do the work that we do because of you, the community. Whether it's an individual donating $5 or whether it's a corporate donor like the Barnes firm that's supporting us and sponsoring multiple dogs that are going to make an impact in the veterans' lives in need.
Him by my side 24/7 has completely turned my life around. It's not just saving both of our lives, it has made an impact on myself, Nigel, my family, my work. So yes, they definitely have saved our lives.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.